What's up, everybody? Welcome to Spontientiality, the first pod. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Spontientiality, the first podcast and the best that nobody knows how to pronounce the name. I'm Zach.
I'm Dalton, and today we will be running down over the draft and our predictions for the way too early division winners for the 2023-24 season.
So, first pick, the Carolina Panthers.
I think it's kind of a no-brainer.
Unfortunately,
Honestly,
yeah.
it's probably going to be Bryce Young.
I know. I want to shoot myself. The Texans, we can't even lose correctly, Dalton. We were in prime
Texans,
position, what was it, week 15? Number one overall pick.
The Panthers, they really don't have anything.
Do what?
They lost CMC. Who does the Panthers have? Honestly, for Bryce Young. They lost CMC.
But who do the Texans have for Bryce Young?
Exactly.
And Bryce Young is screwed no matter who he goes to. But, I mean, as a Texans fan, I just would rather him be screwed in Houston.
Texans are going to miss out on Bryce Young because he'll go number one. Texans will give the overlooked, in my opinion, will get the overlooked Will Levis.
Will Levis?
From Kentucky. The joke of the draft from Kentucky. This man is garbage. He's the Carson Wentz of the college.
Because, Carson Wentz is panned out so well.
It's terrible. Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got Will Levis going second as well.
The Texans? As a Texans fans, you want to admit that?
No, I don't want to, but I mean, it's either him or C.J. Stroud or Anthony Richardson, and all you're doing is tying yourself over for another 3-14 finish to get top 2 draft pick next year for a possible quarterback. So
it is.
As an Alabama fan, Roll Tide, I'm not just saying this out of pure bias, but just watching Bryce Young play every week, he is so just seeing him against the other quarterbacks, it's like he's just up here, his reads and he just knows where the ball, where the receiver is going to be before he even gets there. He knows where the defense is going to be before the play. He looks like a quarterback who's 5 years into their NFL career, and he's just a rookie.
As a Tennessee fan, we'll come back to this later. Who won the Heisman last year? I forgot. Was it Bryce?
No, it wasn't Bryce. It was a dude from USC.
Oh, I forgot about him. He's going third round.
He's still going to college. He's going back to college.
Never mind.
What's his name?
Caleb.
Williams, yeah. That was a joke, but that's not what we're talking about today. Pick 3.
The Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, Will Anderson, all the way.
Will Anderson. You can't get you have a quarterback. The next best talent is probably Will Anderson.
Yeah, so Will Anderson, watching him as an Alabama fan. Hold on. Watching Will Anderson as an Alabama fan. I mean, this dude is a freak. He's going to be good with whoever he goes to. With J.J. Watt retiring, I think he'll fill in perfectly at Arizona. Pick 4. Who you got? Colts?
C.J. Stroud. They need a quarterback. Matty Ice isn't there anymore, is he?
I don't think so, but I have. Anthony Richardson.
Okay. Stroud is better than Richardson.
Yes, I know, but these are the Colts. The Colts, the last, 15 quarterbacks they've had, they don't really go with a mobile kind of guy. They go with a pocket passer who sits in the pocket and will make a throw and take it in.
They want another Peyton Manning.
They want another Peyton Manning. They want another Andrew Luck. That's why they're getting all these 80-year-old quarterbacks like Phillip Rivers and Matt Ryan to come in and who just stay in the pocket and make a throw because their whole scheme isn't really designed around that. So I think they'll go with Anthony Richardson. He can move, but he's more of a pocket passer.
Yeah.
All right. Now the fifth pick. Who you got?
Seahawks. I think they'll go with Tyree Wilson. They're more of a defensive-based team, I think, going back to the Legion of Doom. They love their defense, so I think that they will go with Tyree Wilson from Texas Tech.
I think they'll go Jalen Carter out of Georgia. Just because, I mean,
See,
the dude is a freak. You could use some help up front on defense. And, I mean, I don't see how you could pass up Jalen Carter at 5.
see, that was my next pick at
And
6.
it's not like you're just going to throw away a draft pick on a D lineman. They have, what is it, like 2 or 3 more draft picks from the Russell Wilson trade. So they'll more than likely get
the trade that they
some help.
absolutely
Yeah.
robbed Denver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was my next pick with the Lions was Jalen Carter. Just because it's the Lions. They're building their kneecap biting defense.
I hope the Lions win it all. I hope they at least get to like that NFC Championship.
We'll get to that.
We will get to that.
For my pick 7 for the Raiders, I have them taking Anthony Richardson because they just lost Carr
Yeah.
and Jared Stidham.
Oh, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah. So they will definitely choose a quarterback, whether it's Anthony Richardson, who I think it will be, or Hendon Hooker.
That's what I think C.J. Stroud could drop down. See, Stroud, his draft stock before, like all the combine and everything, was like really high. Everybody thought he was going to go first overall, which as a Texans fan, I really hoped he went first overall just so that we could get Bryce Young. But after he scored, what was it, a 23 or a 34 or something?
It was 18.
It was at 18?
It was 18.
Bryce Young scored a 98, and the highest you could score is a 99, and he scored
Yeah.
a 18. So I feel like
that
franchises are going to look at
doesn't
him,
mean
GMs are
anything.
going to look at him and be like, he's good, but I don't know if we really could work with him, like get him in there immediately. So he might.
I don't think a test means anything. It just means decision making. That's a big part of the quarterback, but it also, to me, really doesn't really mean anything. I never heard of it until the past 2 years ago.
I remember Peyton Manning and like all like the really good quarterbacks scored high on it, but so out of the 3 quarterbacks we have going, the top 3 quarterbacks, you get Bryce Young, 4, Will Levis, Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson, and C.J. Stroud. How many of them do you think will play like right away?
Definitely Bryce Young.
I think
Probably Stroud. I think
Stroud.
they'll all play right away and they get benched. Not all of them.
How many do you think will get the Zach Wilson treatment?
At least Will Levis will. Maybe Anthony Richardson. The other 2 are fine.
I heard rumors that the Texans will be trying to acquire Battlehawks legend AJ McCarron, which could be good for Will Levis, because if the Texans acquire AJ McCarron, who's a veteran who's done played in 15 different leagues, and he plays in above him and Will Levis is under him and he gets that experience under AJ McCarron, and AJ McCarron kind of takes him under his wing and molds him into a good quarterback and teaches him the system, that could be pretty good. But then again, it's AJ McCarron. Aside from the national championship, what has he proved? I mean, the 7-3 Battlehawks didn't even make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I haven't even been keeping up with the XFL.
Me neither.
Honestly. Well, I don't have any more in order picks. I didn't go through and write all 31, but I have a few key picks for a couple of teams that I keep up with.
Mm-hmm.
Number 11, the Tennessee Titans. I believe they will go for a quarterback. And I think Hendon Hooker will stay in Tennessee.
As much as I hate the Titans, the Vols, and Hendon Hooker, I don't think the Titans are going to go for him. Because if the Titans have shown anything, it's that Ryan Tannehill is a mid quarterback all the way, and they are perfectly fine with that because they have Derrick Henry. They'll get him 15 carries a game. He'll get like 400 yards a game, and they'll still lose by 3, and they'll be perfectly content with that. I don't think
Well,
they're going to go after Hendon Hooker. I just don't think Hendon Hooker's going to go that early, just because of
going
how
back,
old he is.
going back to what you said about Bryce Young, Hendon Hooker is a veteran in a rookie's body. Now, Hendon Hooker is also the
So
age.
is Stetson Bennett, but you don't see him.
Hendon Hooker is also the age of a veteran.
That's the
He
thing.
he has
Bryce Young.
an ACL injury he's recovering from, so you don't know how that's going to land. I see that's how he dropped so far, but he's not going to drop past the first round. And I think the Titans are wanting to pick him up.
Maybe. I doubt it.
Stetson Bennett's fourth round.
Yeah, Stetson Bennett is not going anywhere near the first 2 rounds.
No. For my pick 12, I have the Texans. Again,
Yeah.
I think they're going to get a wide receiver. They need to get their offense going. And they're going to pick Quentin Johnson from TCU.
Not a bad pick. I wouldn't be too just
Because, I mean,
distraught about
they need
that.
weapons. They need weapons.
And Dalton, for your next, for the 15th pick, the Packers.
I have this pick too.
I'm just going to tell you that's wrong because the Packers are not going to draft a first-round wide receiver.
They're probably not going to get a wide receiver, but if they were smart, they would get Jackson Smith from Ohio State.
They'll probably draft, like...
They'll get a defensive player.
They'll get a defensive, like...
They'll get another quarterback. They'll draft Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, they'll draft Stetson Bennett. Knowing Stetson Bennett, he's going to come out and win, like, the Super Bowl his first year and then just retire and go work at Canes for the rest of his life.
Probably. Pick 18, I have the Lions. They're going to get Bijan Robinson from Texas.
Yeah, I hope. Well, I don't think Bijan Robinson is going to last that long.
He'll give a couple years. And he'll turn into...
No, I meant like in the draft. I don't think Bijan Robinson is going to last till pick 18. I feel like there's somebody before that who is going to scoop him up. Same thing with Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is like a young Alvin Kamara right now. He is shown in college like what he can do, and like just running the ball, catching the ball, the run after the catch, the run after the run after contact. He is just like Alvin Kamara coming out of college. So I feel like he's going to go pretty early too. And I don't want to brag, Dalton, but that's going to be 3 Alabama players within the first 20 draft picks. So,
well, I'm biased too. I have 3 players on my list too, but I wasn't going to get to them for the sake of boredom. Are we ready to move on to the division winners?
I believe we are. So, way too early division winners. Start off with the NFC North. Lions, Packers, Vikings, and Bears. I feel like it's going to come down between the Lions and the Vikings. But ultimately, I think the Lions are going to pull out. Because, last year they had a better season than they've had in a while since Megatron was there. And I think this year they're going to get some help around them. And they're going to just take that extra step, make it to the playoffs. I hope they win it just because it's the Lions. And everybody, the Lions are just the little brother of the NFL now. I just want them to get some respect. I hope the Lions. I've got them winning the North. What about you?
I got the Vikings.
The Vikings?
They lost to A-Rod. The Bears. I'm just going to leave it at that. The Lions probably come second. I think the Vikings are going to win it because they really haven't lost anybody. They lost Adam Thielen, maybe a couple other guys, but they still have that electric offense with primetime Kirk and Jay Jettis.
All right, let's move on to the East. Hold up. 3, 2, 1.
Eagles.
Philadelphia, yeah. Well, you would say Eagles,
They're gonna
not
have a
Philadelphia,
repeat.
so that we're.
Cowboys, no.
Yeah, I don't think anybody
Giants.
else.
The Giants would
Giants,
come second.
maybe they'll get a wild card,
Yeah.
but
Commanders, no, not good enough.
Dallas is going to start off the season slow. It's just the endless cycle of being a Cowboys fan. They're going to start off slow. They're going to reach like the middle of the year, win like 6 or 7 games in a row, shoot up, be like, you know what, we're winning it all this year. We're going all the way. We're bringing the Lombardi back to Dallas. They're going to make it to the playoffs, and they're going to lose first round. And that's just how it's going to be. They're going to get a wild card, lose to like the Vikings or somebody, and then the Vikings are going to get murdered by the Lions. So that's our pick for the East. Now about the South, the NFC South. This is kind of a
I don't know. They're all bad now.
yeah. This is kind of like kissing your sister. Like nobody's going to win here. So
It's the same.
the Saints.
They'll get the highest record of all the low records. No wild card teams. It'll be the Saints.
Yeah, I kind of agree
Just
with
'cause
you
they have
there.
Derek Carr now.
It's more than likely going to be the Saints, but I just got a gut feeling that the Bucks are going to pull something out of their hat. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just a feeling I got, like the Tom Brady hangover. They're just going to pull something out and be able to at least make it to the playoffs. All right, now the West.
I got the Niners. It's clear as
Oh
day.
yeah, definitely. 100%. The Rams are
Seahawks.
rebuilding now. They're in a depression from their Super Bowl year. They're still hungover. Everybody else, I just don't think can compete with the
not good enough.
yeah, not good enough with the 49ers. All right, now on to the AFC North.
Bengals are gonna
Yeah,
have a good year again, I think.
yeah, I feel like the Bengals are. I feel like
Great.
with Bill Cosby, Deshaun Watson at the helm, the Browns are they're gonna do better than they did last year. Because last year they were like shipping quarterbacks in and out of the starting rotation, not being able to like get set with anybody. But I feel like with with Deshaun Watson in there, I feel like they're really gonna do pretty good unless they take a trip to a massage parlor. But other than that, I feel like the Browns, they're not going to make the playoffs. They might maybe get a wild card, but I think we're going to see like about a 9-8 year from them, maybe 10-7, but not good enough to beat the Bengals. All right, now on to the East, NFC
Browns,
East.
Hold up, Browns last, then Steelers, then Ravens, then Bengals. Ravens.
They got to get Lamar.
Steelers have.
They got
Lamar,
OBJ, but who do they have throwing the ball to him? Tyler Huntley.
And they'll finish second. The Bengals are coming out on top.
They got to stay healthy too. But
Yeah.
now on to the East. The Jets are the clear favorites right now since they're the New York Packers are pretty stacked right now. But you always have to remember it's still the Jets. So I've got the Bills winning the East.
As a lifetime Aaron Rodgers fan, I've hopped the bandwagon. The Bengals are my number one favorite team. Then the Packers, and then the Jets. The Jets have surpassed for the number 3 spot.
And while we're on the topic of homie hopping NFL teams, I would just like to point out that if the Texans don't at least draft a quarterback, I will never pull for the Houston Texans again in my life. I'm putting that out there right now. I will never, ever. I want them to get Bryce Young. I know they're probably not going to. If they can at least get, I don't care if it's C.J. Stroud. I don't care who it is. Just don't draft like an offensive tackle or somebody 2 overall. But yeah, that's my little vent session. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, on to the the AFC South. The Jaguars. Okay, now done with the AFC South. On to the AFC West.
This is a short and sweet one, too.
The Chiefs, of course. No competition over there.
Yeah.
You got...
But
Do what?
There's nobody that can compete with the Chiefs. They'll probably go back to back. I'm being honest.
I hope they don't, just for the
I
sake
hope
of
that
like
I hope
football.
they don't.
I mean, I don't hate the
change.
Chiefs. Everybody hates the Chiefs because they win. But honestly, that's I hate hating on people because they win. Like that's just like stupid. Like hate on them if they cheat. Like when Tom Brady allegedly cheated and everybody hated him, I understood that. But just because he was winning Super Bowl after Super Bowl, I don't get the hate. I don't condone the hate. But if they're
I'm
winning,
just
good for
tired of
them.
them.
I just want somebody else to get up. I don't hate them. I just want somebody
You
else
want
to.
you want change.
Yes, a change is gonna come. I was born by the river. Well, that wraps up the way
Early
too
Super
early
Bowl prediction.
predictions.
Wait, early Super Bowl prediction. Who you got?
Early Super Bowl prediction. I'm gonna take a rain check. You go first.
The 49ers. And the Chiefs.
49ers and the Chiefs. Jets. And the Pack.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding. Jets. Imagine though, Jets and the Packers beat them. Aaron Rodgers is like just gonna retire immediately. Jets. I'm sticking with my Jets pick. I just don't know who in the NFC. And
It had to be the Niners.
the Falcons. Not the Falcons. No, the Eagles. Wrong bird. Sorry. Falcons. No, the Eagles. Good Lord. Eagles and the Jets. Good Lord. That's going to be one Super Bowl, isn't it? The parade, no matter where it's at.
I think we have to end it on that note. On that terrible note.
That
But
just
for
monstrosity
the
of a pick. I'm sorry I said that.
for the future of this podcast, we don't know.
We will try to be back next week sometime around when this video is released, but no promises. We've been trying to make this video for the past 4 months.
But this is just something because we're bored and we want to talk.
But
so,
we will definitely. I say we should do it immediately after the draft. Not immediately after, but a few days after the draft, just so we can go back and analyze who we had compared to what actually happened. See who the Raiders picked wrong this year.
Why the Packers didn't pick a wide receiver.
Yeah, why the Packers picked a kicker in the first round.
But that is all we have.
That's everything. So,
Till next time.
first episode of Spontientiality. Signing off.